You're listening to a 213 Productions podcast. Some of the names have been altered or edited out to protect the identities of those involved. I'm well aware. Thank you. Keep it casual. All right. If you guys are ready.
Captain.
Welcome, everyone. You are sitting at the Tip Rail, a podcast about strip clubs, the gentleman entertainment industry, and a whole bunch more. I am one of your three hosts, and you can call me Pork Chop. And sitting with me today, my homie from way back in 62. Yo, it's Big Motherfucking John.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hell yeah. And also hosting with us, another infamous friend from way back when, it's Dave.
Hello.
Hello to you too, Dave. Oh, hell yeah. Today, we've gathered you, the listeners, together to give you a peek inside of the strip club industry from some of the industry's finest employees. Now, it's been a little while, but, Big John, tell me, how long did you work in the strip club?
From 2006 to 2013.
That is a pretty good extended period of time. Big Dave, how long did you work in the strip club industry?
Little fuzzy, I would say between 2011, 2013, maybe creeped in a little bit on the 14.
Okay. I know I started in 2010, worked until about 2017, went back a couple years around like 2019, 20, once that COVID shit hit. I was out. There's already enough diseases in that place.
Yeah,
He ain't lying.
it can get pretty moist.
So, I figure we're just kind of feeling it out, but let's see. We need to have a safe space, so to speak, to explain all of our stories and maybe get some perspective on our lives that we used to have in this industry. So, without further ado, our topic for the day, or the moment anyway, so to say, is how did we get our starts in the, like, what was the introduction to the strip club industry? And Dave, I'm going to kick it over to you first.
Yeah, I'd say the first strip club I was the are we able to name the club?
I personally am absolutely going to say that I worked at the lumberyard.
Okay, so the lumberyard.
Me as well.
Where real men go to get wood. The world
Yeah.
famous lumberyard for sure.
Yeah, that's true. So I'd say that was the first strip club fresh out of high school that I'd entered in.
Okay. And so was that the only one that you experienced at that point, or did you go to others in the area?
When I was in high school, it was lumberyard only. I think that the people I hung out with, they didn't know the other options in town. They didn't know Minx or Outer Limits or.
Because there's 5 total, right?
Yeah.
In Des Moines.
Okay, so what you've already said: Minx, Outer Limits, lumberyard, Beach Girls. Big Girls. God damn, you can't forget that place, right?
I got a life-changing history there. So yeah, lumberyard was definitely the first and most. I think I branched out when 2010, and I came back to Iowa. Yeah.
Okay,
but that would be my.
Is that the biggest strip club you've ever been in? I think it's what, like 20,000 square feet?
I don't recall huge, realistically. For having 3 floors,
yeah,
it's pretty impressive. There was one in Pittsburgh that I did go to that was nice, but it also had an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet that was pretty fucking tits.
Strip club food is the best.
I liked the fountain drinks that were provided when I first started. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, Rockstar on tap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fountain drinks that only got cleaned out once every other decade.
I don't care about all that. There was a pitcher of water and some sort of sanitizer, yada yada.
I mean, penicillin.
I mean,
it's good for you.
It doesn't necessarily hurt you. All right, John, how did you get your introduction into the strip club? And because we're from out of town, we didn't natively start here like Dave. What was your first experience?
My first experience was going to. It's not world famous by any means, but it's locally famous. The Jolly Roger.
Ooh,
on the one
shit.
ways down in Rock Island, Illinois.
Dropping that Rock Island lore.
If you're from the area, you already know Jolly Roger. It was a hole on the hole in the wall. It was one side. It was just like a tunnel. On the left side was a bar. On the left side, or sorry, on the right side was the bar. On the left side was the private dance area. The DJ booth was right above the private dance area. The stage was behind the bar, so you literally had to throw money over the bartender to get it to the stripper that was on the stage.
Jeez.
Very, very, very small club. Like my basement we're sitting in right now is bigger, like in a square, but if you took it and put it in an aisle form, my basement's still bigger than this strip club. And it would get packed. Packed.
I have a confession as a Rock Islandite, and you're gonna take my Rock Island card from me. I have never been to the Jolly Roger. I did not experience
Yeah,
that.
hand it over.
Yep. Sorry, here it is. Snip, snip, snip.
But yeah, that was my first one. I started in the actual like working in strip clubs in 2006. I want to say it was like the very beginning of 2006 at Tuxedo Show Club in Davenport. And then I moved my way up and moved my way around and ended my illustrious career at the Lumberyard here in
At the top.
Des Moines, Iowa. Yes, as the a buddy of mine, you may hear from him maybe eventually. He says I was the general manager. He was the manager, and I was like, not really, because generals don't they usually go over multiple stores, not
General
just one
manager
store?
technically outranks manager.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
And
So I
so,
technically I did outrank him.
right, yeah. What
So,
was he meaning by like that?
but he consider. I think he was just trying to give himself the name of manager instead of saying assistant manager.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
No,
So
I understand.
he
Yeah,
boosted
because I
us
mean,
both up, which I'm not
right.
complaining, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and that was I want to say it was January of 2013 when I got let go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In my mind, it lived on as a day called Truth Day.
Oh,
Um.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, we found out the truth of how they felt about us. Most of us, or all of us, except for me, technically. But
I still don't know why I got fired. Technically, there's multiple avenues we can go down at a
Well,
later date,
we
but
might
I
get to
still
the
don't
bottom
know
of that.
the real reason to this date why I got fired. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll maybe get to the bottom of that with this experience.
Yeah, I mean, because that was an interesting text to wake up to. But yeah, but
No, I didn't even get a text. I just got a phone call saying, "Hey,
oh, you that text me?
It could have been because I only found out because somebody I know went to work that night and found out that everybody like that he had came back and anyway that he had came back and fired everybody basically, and it was them kind of running the show. People were running around like their heads were cut off and shit. It was kind of weird. But I remember the person I know calling me crying and upset and yada yada, and then I started contacting other people. I think actually I went there immediately that day because I needed to try and see what was up with my job. But yeah, I think at that point that was when I started like getting a hold of everybody. Anyway,
well, when did you start?
yeah,
What was your
I
experience
was gonna
there
say
at Pork
yeah.
Chop?
Okay, so growing up in the Quad Shitties, being a little Milan kid, and at that point anyway, I started with Daisy Dukes, the sister club of the Lumberyard, Davenport, Iowa. Turned 18, did the whole let's go to the booby bar, and holy shit, was that an experience. I was not prepared for that. It was so cool. Got starstruck immediately. Didn't have any money, and so like later in life, I hated me as a customer. Like I would like when I went to the strip club as a younger person. I got my cover paid, and then I just sat there and didn't interact or do anything. And so I know I was
Sir
annoying.
douchebag.
Yeah, I was a bad customer. Get those dollars out, down, and ready to party because we got plenty in store for you here on The Tip Rail. Like and follow us on all the social medias for the most up-to-date info about this show. You can get in contact with us, The Tip Rail Podcast at gmail.com. And now, back to the show. Do you remember your first day, Dave, of working at the club?
Actual first day. I remember asking for the job and then basically taking a while because there was some hesitancy, which makes sense, being a customer. not a horrible customer, I would say.
No,
was
a
the
good
worst.
fucking no, he wasn't. Shut the fuck up. He was great. He paid us all sorts of money.
All kinds of money. All kinds of money.
We loved that shit.
Man, and then I was like, "Hey, we have a fucking job, John. What's up?" And he's like, "Okay, fine." I think I started on a weekend, and I think I ended up putting on door duty for the longest time.
That's where people start. That's where I started.
And that's
Yep.
fine. I'm pretty sure I started like on a Thursday or Friday night. And yeah, I mean, it
Do
was
you have any cool stories from your first night?
first
Or
night.
even, we'll even
No,
go first month. 'Cause sometimes you can go into a strip club and work fucking a month and nothing cool happens. Like,
I think one of the
Sometimes
most
it happens the
stressful
first
times.
day.
One of the most stressful times is there's the I don't remember what it's like the first of the month party with the all the hoopties and that sort of crowd that came up, and then it's like 6 o'clock at night. He's on the headphone telling me not to let those guys in whatsoever, and like I'm supposed to tell them to full up, and then they just sit there in their car with the windows down, calling me racist and shit, and blasting music and saying some shit like they're gonna shoot me and whatnot. Or
it's 6 o'clock at night.
yeah, it's like 6 or 7. There's nobody there.
I don't think you would have been there. Like, not to question, because night shift bouncers didn't come on till 9. So
I was one of the only full. I don't remember when this happened,
okay.
but I know that I
Okay,
was one of
okay.
the only full timers with Adam
Gotcha.
at one point in time.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember this
And
exact
I don't
night.
remember Dave's history because of too many drugs.
Right.
Too many drugs.
So this probably is when I probably transitioned from just doing more than one day or being full time.
Going from a night shift bouncer, because you would have started off as
Yeah.
just a night shift bouncer, and then the more experience you would have gotten, you would
Because
have
I
gone full
replaced
time.
it was Fish or where was
Oh yeah, Fish. Yeah.
yeah. So I replaced Fish. I'm pretty sure he left, and I filled that spot. And then I guess somebody else wasn't doing full time at that time. So then I ended up taking it was me and Adam doing
Goodness,
full time.
what other was that one kid that didn't have the same name that he went by that had he licked the pole? Yeah, that
But
guy.
he was never full time.
Yeah,
No, he was just weekends.
Yeah,
Was he?
He may have done Thursdays, but that's it.
mm,
Yeah. He wasn't full time.
okay.
More than likely, he was just a weekend guy.
I
Because that guy I definitely would not have. He would not have been trusted to work a Tuesday night in the box.
well, no, yeah,
So,
I get
and
that, but I
that's a
mean, like,
full-time- Tuesdays, you were a full time person.
okay,
Right.
but was the one that usually worked on the main bouncer on Tuesday. He'd run around and do the hustle, and then the box guy.
Yeah, but
You know.
and he wouldn't have been the box guy, and I wouldn't have trusted him enough to be the main floor guy on a Tuesday.
True. Okay, so when Dave started, I was gonna say that must have been if you started when Fish was leaving, that means that I was transitioning to box guy at that point in time. Then
Which would make
like,
sense.
Yeah. So
Because I do remember you being on the box a lot when I first started.
right. Okay. Um.
Maybe
John?
explain the box.
Huh?
Maybe explain the box.
The box. We need to tell people what the box is. The box is the booth that's down by Private Dance. And that's what we called it as employees. It's the box.
It's where the company collects the money. So, like in the lumberyard, the dancer charges you, the customer, $25. The company itself then charges her $5 to rent that booth. So then that's where we collect our $5 and or charge the customer on his credit card or give out any change or just have to deal with bullshit downstairs with money and Private Dance and people saying that they did this and they only wanted to pay for this. And yeah, so that's the box. It's you got to be you got to watching cameras, you got to be on your feet, you got to be able to do quick math, you got to be able to remember who's where and what time they started. I mean, yeah, there's a piece of paper, but if you're the only bouncer on some nights and you're running around and you have to keep track because you're upstairs cleaning when songs ended and you're
up and down the stairs every single song.
Yeah.
3 fucking floors practically.
Yeah.
I lost so much weight actually starting at that place. It was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
it
I
was
agree.
cool, like getting to run around like that. I thought it was all right, being a bouncer and stuff. So
yeah.
John, what's kind of crazy stories? What kind of crazy shit you got from the first month or so of working at Tuxedos? What you said, right? Tuxedos was the place you started.
Tuxedo Strip Club.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, my first night's got one of the best stories of that strip club. It was a open floor plan strip club with the stage right in the middle. And we have private dances all the way in the back that you could barely see from the front. I'm working the door. It's my first night. It's maybe 10 o'clock at night. and this small little Asian woman walks in, and she looking at me weird. And I asked for her ID because at tuxedos, no matter how old they looked, we had to ID them because everything was on camera. I check her ID. I tell her it's $10 to get in. She's looking around. I tell her it's $10 to get in. She finally hands me her money. I go to put the wristband on, and she snatches her hand away from me. And I was like, looked at her, and she's just dead, not looking at me, but looking across the room. And she's made eye contact with somebody across the room. And I look, and all of a sudden, this dude stands up in the back and takes off out the fucking side door. She turns around and goes running back out the front. I go running out with her just to see what's going on. And they're over there screaming at each other. The only thing I heard was that you're a shitty husband. So I'm guessing she caught her husband at the strip club, not for the first time, because she knew to go there. So
yeah.
like usually you don't get caught at the strip club
This
the
was,
first time.
I was gonna say, this was way before AirTags and Find My Device and stuff like
yeah.
that. You know, there wasn't like a tracker on cell phones
No,
or
this was
anything like
the
that. Yeah.
cell phones were still the Nokia brick phones. You may have had. I mean, this is 2006. I mean, so like touchscreen cell phones. They didn't come out like 2009.
I didn't get a smartphone until after I started at the lumberyard. So,
so I mean, that's 2010.
My first cell phone was a fucking customer left behind cell phone. He didn't come back and get it. I fucking got a goddamn smartphone. I was super excited.
Nice.
Fuck that fucking guy.
But tuxedos, the one thing that was different is that you actually had to wear slacks and a tuxedo shirt, like a legit waffles in the fucking front of it, button down shirt. So I'd have to go to local tux rental places and buy shirts from them because shit would get damaged, ripped, whatever. And they were usually, I want to say it was like $10 a shirt. Like, but it sucked that you had to wear a fucking button down formal shirt to do security in. Which, I mean, I've done security, not at strip clubs, in other places in Chicago where I had to wear a full suit. And that was not fun. I've ripped many suit jackets fucking wrestling people. Like,
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like definitely an uncomfortable situation.
Well, at the lumberyard, you're just wearing whatever. And usually we gave you a Dickie shirt that said security on it. So, I mean, it was comfortable wear. Yeah.
My wild story, I suppose, from when I first started was really like, like Dave. I remember specifically I started on a Friday night, so I got thrown into the wolves. Like, I've never experienced no shit like this before. I just, I've been to the strip club, but like actually seeing it run and operate on the inside was a whole different experience. Again, I got moved out to the door after, a few minutes of being inside and just kind of like wandering around, but they like, and some other bouncers, they'd come and switch out and be like, all right, go inside for a couple seconds. And, that's my chance to like, catch a breather or whatever. But I mean, I
warm up because we are in Iowa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
cold nights.
I was gonna say I started in September, so it wasn't too bad at that point, I don't think. But I also smoked cigarettes, so I was like, hell yeah, put me on the door. Like, I can smoke all day. Like, this is great. But that's besides the point. The wild story is really, I remember I was taking a bit of a little tiny break, and another fellow bouncer was outside in the same area that I was. I was getting this nice refreshing drink of Rockstar on tap, and I was chugging the living shit out of it because I was like so tired from being awake all day, and it's a third shift job and whatnot. I'm fucking slamming this Rockstar, and another bouncer is like, "Hey, you like cocaine?" And I'm like, "Do I look like a guy that likes cocaine?" And he goes, "Well, maybe, yeah." And I was like, no, I don't. Because at that time, I was like too proud to, admit that I was into things like that.
Straight edge. I'll drink to that.
Well, no, I wasn't straight edge. I smoked weed and did a bunch of ecstasy and shit like that. But I mean, like, at that point, cocaine was bad. So, so I was like, nah, and thanks, and kind of wandered away and felt all weird and uncomfortable. I had this image of people that did cocaine in my mind that they were all like really skinny, fucking like strung out looking people. So like, to me, it was odd that he was asking me if I like doing cocaine, because I was like, would I be this fucking fat if I was a cokehead, or like if I did cocaine? And I like, that's my thought on the process.
A lot of fat people that did cocaine.
I mean, later later in life. Well,
you
I guess.
knew them before this.
Well, okay, but I didn't realize that had done it like as much. Realistically, I knew Joe, but like I avoided him like the fucking plague.
Joe's the bathroom guy.
No.
No,
This is Rock Island Joe.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember what the bathrooms guy's name was, let alone that his name was Joe.
No,
No,
Joe was the can guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
can,
fucking god, man! That's a
Fucking
whole
can guy.
episode.
That's a whole episode about the can guy
Shit.
for sure.
Shit.
For sure.
It has been a long time.
Yeah. So that was a good ramble. I'm still gonna keep it rolling. What's the next fucking ramble? I guess.
The time that Jimbo got his head hit over with a fucking bottle, and the dude ended up in a coma for fucking 3 days with his hand cuffed to the bed.
We're still live. We're still recording.
Yeah, Jimbo. I mean, I didn't say
Right,
that's
yeah,
not.
no.
He got hit over the head. He went to the hospital. That's documented. That's fucking
Right. Yeah,
So,
I get
it's
that.
Not, it's not a bad story about Jimbo, and I don't know the other dude's name because I didn't fucking care.
I'm
Because
just saying,
he
like,
hit my bouncer in the head with a fucking bouncer.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, there's obviously a retaliation of sorts,
And I didn't
to
go
any
into the
violence
full-
against the
I
bouncers.
just
So
said that he was in a coma. I didn't say what we did. I just said he ended up in a coma.
what they did.
Oh, my bad.
I didn't. I was a box
you were in
guy.
the box.
I unfortunately
So-
didn't. I didn't do shit. But
And
anyway.
hey, there were some people we worked with that once shit started, you weren't stopping them.
Well, yeah,
good
and I mean,
reason.
like we hired certain people for for certain things, and obviously eliminating threats is one of them. Because
And if the guy's asking you on the first day if you want to do cocaine, you obviously got to know who you're working with.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should have said yes. That would have probably changed the whole entire thing, right? If you could see Dave's face. What other topic do we want to go for? Because we've already technically done our introductions. We've talked about the years that we worked in the industry, and then I have the let's rank the strip clubs in the area based on reputation.
Okay.
So in your opinion, John, what is the worst strip club in the Des Moines, Iowa area?
So when I worked in this area, it was really probably a battle between Outer Limits and I'd say Big Girls. I meant Big Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I did that on purpose. Because I was going to call it the retirement home because that's what we used to call
Oh, yeah.
Outer Limits.
Uh-huh.
We either called it the retirement home or the maternity ward or maternity leave. Because they would let girls dance all the way up until they were pushing the baby.
Oh my!
out.
I forgot about that.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember.
And then Big Girls was just bad because it always had violence, it always had shootings, it always had.
Yeah.
They never had a good reputation. The girls there weren't the greatest, so it was just between those two. I was never let into the Minx, because they found out that I worked at the yard, and they didn't want me or anybody from the yard working there to go in there and try to steal girls.
Right. Okay.
And I went there like
poaching.
the first time I went in a t-shirt and jeans, and they told me it was because of my attire. So me and an ex-girlfriend went there after a wedding once, and I'm wearing a button-down, tie, slacks, fucking dress shoes. Everybody else is in dresses and nice shirts and ties and whatever, and they still wouldn't let me in. And that's when the bouncer told me it was because we know you work at the yard. And I was like, you really think I'm gonna come in here and steal your girls? Like, no, I got girls knocking at my door to come fucking work. I don't need to go to other clubs and steal bitches, because they know that we're the best. We had the most people come through the door every night, the more money coming through the door. We had more standards than every other club. So if bitches didn't have standards, they wouldn't come to our club, because we didn't fuck around. Like, it wasn't a prostitute place. It wasn't a sex house. It was legit. We tried to keep it a strip club. Anything outside the fucking doors is whatever.
I mean,
and employee. What does they call that? Conduct or
fraternizing?
Yeah, fraternizing. We didn't give a fuck about that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Okay, so we've the retirement home and
and then so all of them. I mean, you got the yard, you got Outer Limits, you got Beach Girls, you got Minx, and then you got. I already said Beach Girls. What's the fifth? What am I missing?
Thanks.
So okay, let's start over. Lumberyard, Outer Limits, the Minx, Big Earls, Beach Club, 5.
Okay.
Is that all of them though?
That's
I
all
don't
of
think
them.
there's another one. I think
No,
there's 5.
because technically Polk County is what I call landlocked with strip clubs.
Oh yeah, we were talking about
They
that.
won't
Yeah.
allow you to build a new one. They won't allow you to expand the one that you own. They don't want strip clubs in Polk County. We love our governor.
Yay. Dave, what do you think about the different clubs around the area? What's your experience with all of them outside of the yard? How about that? What do you think about them?
So I've been to Lumberyard, Outer Limits, Big Girls, Beach Girls. I have not been to the Minx. My understanding is that the Minx is owned by the brother that owns Big
That is
Girls,
correct.
and then they had a falling out. I think for me, Big Girls is kind of a shithole, unfortunately. I mean, it's a small dank club, and it has lots of problems. It's violent. Girls don't know how to tip.
Did you say you've been to Outer Limits?
I have been to Outer Limits.
And you're saying that Beach Girls is better?
It's not by much.
Or
Not
worse.
by much.
You're saying it's worse.
No. I'm just saying that Big Girls, for me, is the worst one right now.
The worst one out of all of them.
That I've been to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's so I'll put Minx at like 5 because I've never been there.
Okay.
Then it's the Big Girls.
Okay.
And then I'd probably say it's going to be Outer Limits because I went to Outer Limits once, and I'm pretty sure that I saw a girl out in the parking lot giving head to a customer, and then came back in and performed, and I'm pretty sure she had a baby bump. I'm pretty fucking sure. And it was a really weird vibe in that fucking club when I sat down, and I did not feel fucking good about being in that club.
Yeah.
I stayed for about 2 songs because another dancer had convinced me to go over there from the yard, and I was like, yeah, I don't like this club whatsoever. Beach Girls wasn't so bad. It was just it always smelled like fucking mold, and I'm assuming they got flooded a lot next to that lake. And there was also a big bouncer there who thought that he knew me all the time that I walked in there. I guess there's someone that looked like me at the time. And then, I mean, it's 3 fucking floors. It's huge space. There's plenty of seats. I have opened and closed that place probably more than people that work there.
Yeah, I mean, like you definitely had you had an era, Dave, for sure. Whether it was working there or just being there as a customer, for sure. So I'm in the same boat as y'all. I'd never been to Minx. Like it wasn't an interest to me to go to other competitors. I've never been to Outer Limits. Didn't bother fucking with them. I was always at work instead of being able to go out and do things. The first time I went to Beach Girls was a Christmas party for us in 2010 or 11, one of those 2 years. I don't remember.
You started in 2010.
I started in 2010, so it was
September,
probably. I don't think
New
I
Year,
no.
Christmas of 2011,
I was gonna
10 or
say
11.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't 2010 because my ex-wife came up to the Christmas party that happened there at the yard, and there's documentation of that. I know that for sure because
I remember pictures.
there's pictures of that event. But I recall specifically not going anywhere else because it was with my ex, at the time,
Oh,
and
you didn't
so
want to open that Pandora's box. In other
well,
places, or?
we didn't have any kind of good agreement about how that was all going to work. I just basically told her one day, I was like, "Hey, I'm going to go move to Des Moines and start sending you money." And
Oh, I didn't know it was like that.
well, I mean, it was
I thought
always
y'all had like talked about it and worked shit out.
no, not really. I mean,
Oh,
like
okay.
really. Okay, so I got a hold of you about the job, and it was
Yeah,
just
the
kind of
job
like.
in the Quad Cities, right?
Oh, there was some question about a fucking security job, and John's just like, fuck that, come up and work for me, and he got me a job in like 2 weeks, and boom, I was moving. So yeah, it was pretty quick and slick, and I like. I mean, like I couldn't tell you what we actually talked about, but she knew where I was going. I just don't think she ever had
So she
a
knew it
real.
was a strip club that you were going to work at.
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
she knew it was a strip club I was
thought you
going to
told her
work
it
at,
was the
but
club
like.
that you were going to work
I think
at.
she also agreed and liked the idea that I wasn't going to be around, so she could do whatever she wanted to do.
No, I'm just joking.
Is that foreshadowing?
Yeah. Hindsight is 2020. We'll leave it
So,
at that.
you know, again, like I said, it was good for both of us to get away from each other. And what I did is I just came up and worked full time and lived with John, and then never, you know, had any money. I just sent it all back to pay bills at home, which was very stupid. But you know, eventually that shit changed. So again, I've never gone to any of the other clubs realistically until that Beach Girls experience, and it was okay. I didn't mind it that much. I did go back to that place a few times later, but I've never been to Big Earl's either, so it's pretty much just the yard for me,
Nice.
you know.
Huh.
But I always heard everything that you guys have said was true, you know. So that's what I was gonna say. Is the retirement home is what I knew that place. Big Girls instead of Big Earls because we just talk shit. And then you know
Yeah.
Minx was just never fucking thought of, even though it was
'Cause
like really
more-
it was
well,
close. It was actually
yeah.
close to us, you
yeah,
know.
it was
And
right,
I
it's
never,
right on Broadway,
yeah.
14th Street. It's
Yeah.
closer.
It's next to that one hotel that get used a lot
I
for
think it's
prostitution.
about like it's about the same distance to the
Baymont.
Outer Limits as it is to the to Minx. I think
Yeah, I would say
roughly,
that,
you
yeah,
know, like
yeah.
roughly, you know.
Yeah.
And so like I just never even thought of it though. Just like it
But
never.
isn't it like the arcade? Like, isn't it like it's a strip club and arcade?
Oh,
Is
books.
it?
It's a
The book-
bookstore
It's a
or something.
bookstore,
Yeah. So
yeah.
They
it's
got
a
the sex
okay,
rooms in
so it's
there
a-
where you
it's a-
go in and-
yeah, it's a porn
Yeah.
shop or a fucking like a peep show video fucking thing. So yeah, but I've never been there, so I couldn't tell you exactly. But I know
Clean
that's
up's
in the
gotta be
name
fucking
is that
horrible.
it's a bookstore, adult video store, book,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck, you know.
But doesn't it? I don't know. You said you've been there.
Never been to Minx.
Oh, so yeah, fuck it. We
Nope.
don't know.
We're some no
I
minx
only stopped at Burger
motherfuckers.
King to get rodeo burgers. Once I got food,
Well, I
then
just
I
didn't know
fucking
if it
went
was
back to
like-
the club.
I didn't know if it was like Minx or what was that fucking bookstore in downtown Rock Island where they had the little rooms you can go in and
Oh, like
peep
Romantics.
the DVDs. Yeah, where
Romantics
you can
has it.
watch the DVD.
The
before you
jerk-off
take it
booths.
home.
Yeah,
yeah.
JT video. Was it something like that?
JR's
JR videos. Yeah, there you
JR
go.
video,
Oh
yep.
my god, back in the day.
Right? Oh man.
Yeah, I don't
Okay, I got a topic.
know. All right, what's up?
Fuck.
Have you guys ever been to home base at a strip club with a dancer, customer? Dave, you're looking at me like you have no idea what home base is.
I was gonna say, you know, well, I get it. Like home base is like fucking, you know, basically.
Yeah, so
Have you ever fi-
like rounding the bases, like
Yeah.
you know, kiss, you know,
Kids,
Shit.
boobs, box, home,
fuck in the club.
or outside parking lot, whatever.
Oh, parking lot. Yeah. Yep. Got that one. Nailed that.
Check, please.
No, I don't think I've made full base in the club.
Have you been in any bases in the club besides paying for it down in private dance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about sitting at a table with a girl talking, she's sitting on your lap and you're squeezing her ass.
No.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, no. I know what you're talking about. I was just confused there for a second because home base is like, it's like home base. Like, you have a base of operations somewhere. No, but you mean
that's
you
what
mean
I-
rounding the bases, you making a home run.
Yes.
I would say there was a couple times. There was a time with so and so unnameable, I
Yeah.
guess at this time,
Yes, I know who that is. Yep.
in the
Mhm.
VIP
I think
room.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, very Amazonian tall with heels.
In the actual Amazon? Or in the... not actually in the Amazon, but in the VIP room? Or that
Yes.
closet?
No, the actual VIP room.
Oh.
Yeah, there was nobody. It was.
Ooh, I forgot about the VIP closet.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, there was nobody in there. She just
Okay.
pulled me in there. It
Nice.
was a little sesh. I think that time that we started, that was a weird dating time that happened. Thanks to another dancer. But yeah, I don't know if we want to get to that story. But so to answer your question, at least twice.
Okay.
Never fully decided to fuck inside the club. That's a little weird.
I've done it multiple times.
I'm sure that it's normal for everybody else, but to me, it's just like,
I'm in the same boat, Dave. Like I was married, you know, working at the strip club, and I was a generally good person that tried not to have impure thoughts about other people. But I definitely, I'm in the same boat as a little, not as much experience of getting to home base in the club or in the perimeter parking lot.
So
I have heard stories of you though.
So yeah, I was just gonna say for me, in the VIP room, in the closet, multiple times, with multiple different women, outside the back door on third stage,
Yeah, that's where all
In
the
the-
bouncers got it.
yeah, in the private dance room, and then in my office, and then upstairs in the DJ booth, while the club was open and running, while I was DJing. And then for everybody knows, there's a little balcony next to the DJ club or next to the DJ booth, and there's a closet inside of that balcony room.
Okay, hold on.
Down there.
Hold on. How big are these closets? Because
Oh,
you're
they're
big
good.
fucking jaw.
They're good sizes. They're
I
it's
mean, I'm
like
tall.
a
I know
taller,
the
just-
the VIP closet
is pretty big.
Yeah.
But the
There's a
one
lot of storage in there.
upstairs, I was probably had maybe 2 inches on each side of me,
Okay.
yeah, it's
and
pretty
then I
narrow.
was tall enough to stand in there. I couldn't jump.
So she
but
did
I
all the
could
work.
Stand up there. Oh, most of the time. Or actually, it was actually kind of perfect because they had exposed so you could see the frames.
Right.
So
Okay.
she could prop herself up,
Oh, okay.
type deal. In the dressing room.
On the smoke deck, on the fucking balcony.
I got
I
head on the
wouldn't
smoke. I got
trust the
head on the
fucking
smoke
smoke
deck. I
deck.
got head on the smoke deck. Out in the car, can't even count how many times in the
Nice.
Durango.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Once,
Champion over
twice
there.
at the Motel 6 down the street.
Fuck.
The
Fucking
fuck,
Minnesota-
Motel 6.
That's
we
in the
stay
per-
a lot of
It's
nights
in the
at that Motel
perimeter.
6.
We'll allow it.
Right.
It's in the perimeter. We'll allow it.
It wasn't. At least it wasn't that shitty hotel that. It
Oh.
was that had the bar that
The
they did the
Bavarian?
2-for-1. Yeah, whatever
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know the
Yeah.
Bavarian.
Bavarian bar. Yep.
Oh my god, I've
Yeah.
been there many times as when I was not bouncing and drinking with fucking.
You know, it's like it's called the G Club now or some shit like that.
Was that a swingers club now?
G or whatever. Yeah, and it's
Like
a,
Fusion or whatever.
No, it's like you can go in there and just straight do BDSM shit. You
Yeah,
can
so
go in there
it's
for
so
sex, you can go in
it's a
there and-
sex club. It's a fetish
Whoa.
club.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of them actually. There's I know there's one that rents out space, and then like there's Fusion
yeah.
and a couple others. It makes sense after being on that place.
Oh yeah.
It's like they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
There was no customers, and then
Yeah.
and every time I went there was always fuck shit going on.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Oh, still to this day, you drive by there at fucking midnight on a Friday and Saturday. That parking lot is ridiculous. I've been there a couple times.
oh,
And
well, fuck it. We might have to do
It's
a live
ridiculous.
episode.
Ooh,
Well, no,
shit.
it's shit to get a single male is now it's a 3-month waiting list.
That makes sense.
So if you're a couple, you can get in there right away. If you're a single female, you can get in there right away. But if you sign up as
If I just say I'm a chick, is that gonna
I
be?
think they may want the whole
Yeah.
dress, wig,
Alright.
and everything.
You
There's
gotta-
only so much I'm willing to do.
I mean, if you're showing up to an orgy,
The only reason I got in is because
yeah,
I knew
because
more-
false
the,
advertisement. I get it. If
yeah,
you're wrong.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
because I knew the dude from my strip club days. That's the only reason he let me in right away. I didn't have to wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
Hmm.
sense.
because it's still the same guy who ran the bar at the Bavarian. He didn't run the hotel. He just ran the bar.
Right.
Bigger
Oh, so it's the
white
same guy.
Same guy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you just can't have a liquor license, but you can bring your own.
He has a different type of lick her license.
Nice.
Good shit. Good shit. So, all right, John.
That's a good topic.
Do aliens have strip clubs? Go.
So we were trying to figure out topics to start this thing, and I just came up with: do aliens have strip clubs or sex workers? I don't know. I would have to say there's got to be degenerate aliens that want to see other aliens naked, right?
I would
mean-
I would say that any species that has a prime directive of reproducing has an increased chance for having interest or fornicating. I mean, if you look at other animals on our planet, I mean, they're monkeys fuck for fun, right? So, it would make sense logically, and it would also be kind of weird,
Yeah.
especially what we've been demonstrating as our choices for aliens, greys, reptilians. Do reptilians just kind of rub their cloaca on top of someone?
Well, that's why I didn't know if it was like the one movie with the blue people where they just put their tails together.
Oh,
I don't know if we're allowed to say names that
The,
have
the
franchises.
Disney in the end of it.
icon people,
Yeah.
the icon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm in the same boat. I think really yeah, I think any intelligent creature that has, deep-seated needs to reproduce that maybe can't constantly do that would have that option as to like, you know, entertain themselves in a different sort of way, you know. So like, yeah, I think that, you know, no matter how it operates, regardless of the type of alien or any of that shit, they definitely have strip clubs somewhere far across this galaxy. There is an alien sex worker getting their money right now.
And I've already got an application in to work there.
Fuck. They can fold space and travel. They can fold dollar bills, y'all.
You're listening to a 213 Productions podcast, bringing you the best of the Midwest of that underground entertainment. Be sure to subscribe or Yokachi will show up at your house with a knife for your fucking neck. And now back to the show.
Oh shit. All right. So, how about Dave? Have you seen anybody get injured at the club, like a customer wise, like fall down the fucking stairs or something really funny like that?
I guess I'll save that for a different story because I mean it's kind of your story, but it's not.
Yeah, we don't want to go with your best story. Just give us something.
Just anything. I don't know.
We'll do a best of someday.
Sorry, let me see. Let's see. Injury. Okay. There was the well-deserved injury, I would say. I don't remember her name. I do know she's no longer with us anymore, but was dancing on second stage and someone had bit her cooch. And she kicked him in the
Ooh.
face with her spiked
Oh
boots.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just ripping a piece
Dude.
of his fucking nose off.
Dude, that night was called Batshit Crazy Saturday.
It
I
was
fucking,
it was
dude,
fucking bad shit. It was fucking
batshit
crazy.
crazy. Hell yeah, that's a great story, man. Oh, that dude's face fucking got a big chunk of his nose taken off with her spiked fucking boots that she just raked across it, dude.
Well
Oh,
deserved
man.
for fucking sexual assault.
Yeah,
Oh, for
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
for sure.
So,
Definitely.
I think that's on
Adam?
top of the head.
Or sorry,
eh,
hold on. 3, 2,
Delete us.
1. Pork chop. Do you have anything that you would like to talk about?
why, yes, I do. No, fuck, man. You stole the thunder with that one, Dave.
Oh.
No.
No,
It wasn't even
Again, we're
that.
not
It was
looking
just
for
like,
your best there,
like
pork chop.
it
Just
just
give us-
it took me by surprise to hear that story because like goddamn that made me remember that shit. It was so good. Another person injury thing. Well, I mean, like we can jump for the gusto, but I'll save that for the worst day at work discussion sometime in the future.
Yeah.
But fuck, man. I guess, I mean, like it's kind of a inflicted, you know. Okay, so like here we got diddlers basically down in the private dance room, and so like dealing with that, you know, in the same manner of you know raking a spiked boot across the guy's fucking face and nose. There was a trash can, not a trash can. Sorry, what the fuck were those things? It was a
The beer trough things.
yeah, it was like to try to describe it to people. It's a table basically, but it's made out of what looks like an industrial barrel, and you know we put a bucket in it, put some ice in it, then you throw your beer in. Anyway, we had a spare one of those out the back door, and so like people that would you know do the naughties and touch fucking girls in areas they aren't supposed to would get tossed out the back door. From the private dance area into that big old barrel, and I just remember there's a guy that hit the barrel itself and then also tried like it was far enough out into the mud because there was mud there, and I'll get into that in a second. But anyway, they threw him across the mud into the barrel, and then he's trying to like stand back up, and he slips and like falls face first into the ground again. And the worst part about the whole entire thing is that's where all of us bouncers went to take a piss when it was very quick and had to go.
For sure we did.
So I mean, I feel again, you know, sexual assault definitely deserves getting thrown into a barrel and fucking falling face first into piss mud, you know. So, you know, it was
second that.
yeah,
Most definitely.
that was a good injury. Big John, big motherfucking John. What you got? What do you got?
So Adam knows Daisy Dukes. They have 2 different private dance rooms. One on the main level with no stairs. You just walk in. I want to say you could fit maybe, I mean, we fit about 20 girls in there, but comfortably maybe 10 with spacing and everything, how bitches spread out. But there was another one upstairs where we fit like 40 girls upstairs, and it was a steep fucking incline to go all the way upstairs. And about halfway up the stairs, you lost light because at strip clubs, all the lights are brought down, and this is above the lighting. And so this girl's coming out. She's standing at the top of the stairs, and she's doing whatever. And here she comes. I'm working the booth, so I've got a perfect view of it. She stumbles after like the second step. She falls down at least a good 20 to 30 steps down these fucking stairs. Full on like cartoon, catches her feet at the bottom, face plants into the fucking carpet. Yeah. Bloody nose, everything like that.
That's a rough night.
Yeah, that hurts.
And she wasn't even, I don't even think she was drunk. She just,
Oh,
I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have walked in stilettos, but some of the bitches you could see
Have a hard time.
and they walk slow for a reason. And she busted an ankle and went down 20 stairs.
Oof.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. And that's not even the best one.
Exactly. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed sitting at the tip rail with us.
Okay, so we're looking for an outro. I guess we're all in or around our 40s. Do you guys have the desire to ever go back to a strip club? Not to work, but just to go and spend your money.
Oh God, no. No, I got better things to do with my money.
Yeah, spending money. If I'd have to spend money, sure. But fucking spending money, I got adult bills, unfortunately, and then those bills have fucking bills. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat with the bills kind of thing. I mean, now my bills are paid and I've got extra stupid money to just fucking throw around. Hell yeah, it would be great to have a bunch of female attention. Like, that'd be fucking fun as shit. But, like, realistically, like, can I afford that in my life? Nah, not at the moment. Did I enjoy doing that for a brief moment when I had the chance to do it for a brief moment? Hell yeah, it was pretty cool to fucking go throw some money around. You know, it's always, for me, it's always been a different feeling throwing money around. I feel like I'm supporting friends and shit, you know, just because of the relationships that I built with like a lot of the people that even still to this day fucking work there. So, you know, like going there and throwing them a few bucks or just like not even like getting any kind of action or entertainment out of it. You know, it's just like, hey, I'm here, walk up to the stage and throw a fucking wad of ones. You know, that was kind of fun. And they're always appreciative of that, you know, so.
I recently went to a strip club in Atlanta. It was awesome. So
Yeah.
I still go. I don't go to any ones around. I guess I went to the Lumberyard. Shit, it was probably New Year's 2022 was the last time I was at the yard. And shit, that was probably maybe an hour. You know, like I just wanted. It was New Year's. I didn't have shit to do. It was fucking after midnight. Was like, hey, come to the yard. So I went to the yard.
Yep. As one tends to do, right?
Yep.
I
As I
think
say, yeah, I think
we
me
went.
and- yeah.
We went one time, and I just brought that. I had a bunch of just ones that I was just saving for no reason, and I had them stored in a ho-ho box. And so me and Adam ended up going once, and with the ho-ho box, and everyone was really mad that there wasn't ho-hos in it. This is the first time I've seen dancers get upset that there was ones in a box and not ho-hos. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like it was
Bitches-
hundred. It was
those
hundreds of
bitches love
dollars.
their sweets, man.
It was
I just
hundreds
love
of
those
dollars in this
sweets.
box, and they were actually disappointed. I mean, like I know we weren't like giving it out to everybody, but like they wanted the sweets, man. They wanted the
they were
treats.
pretty upset.
Yeah, very, very.
And then I was
upset.
very surprised to see some people still stripping that I thought would have retired.
Yeah,
Right?
And then I was like, oh wait, what the fuck am I thinking?
Yeah.
lifers. You know, like they literally been there since
There's
before
definitely lifers for
before
sure.
I started, and they're still there.
Yeah.
You know, which. To kudos if you can fucking keep it up, man. It's, you know, I don't know, it's probably some of the best money most people have made, to be
I'm fucking
honest.
42 and my hips hurt, so I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the body in motion stays in motion until you
Right.
fall off the fucking pole 14 feet off in the air.
Schmackadoodles.
Yeah.
So this has been the tip rail here. We're gonna wrap things up for our first episode. Hopefully, cut this bitch up and slap it together and get it to your ear holes sometime soon. But you know, yeah, expect more. We've got lots of guests lined up. People we know have worked there. We're still in contact with, and hell, there's probably some that we're not in contact with that we're gonna try to get in contact with, because everybody's got a story to tell, and we just want to share ours with you. So, you know, you got anything else to say, Dave, before we wrap things up?
I mean, let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll. Fantastic. Big John, what you got?
No matter how weird he looks, take care of the bathroom attendant.
Fuck yeah, he'll have your back. Hey man, that guy will have your back. He will.
Yeah.
He's not only hooking you up with Lucy cigarettes. He's you know, he's a good dude. So
I mean, he's got to fucking suffer where you have to go drop a deuce.
dude,
So they're just straight getting shit on.
I mean, I have personally taken a shit that was horrific with this fucking guy listening less than 3 feet away as I'm fucking just blowing up my anus. And then I go out there, we make eye contact. And he fucking
Would you like a towel, sir?
fucking has me in towel. I think he even offered me gum. I'm like, this isn't gonna work.
he turns
Yeah,
the
put this in my
faucet on
asshole.
for you. He turns the faucet on. He gives you a towel. Give the
Service.
motherfucker $1,
Fucking
please.
service.
You know,
Like he had it rough. You treat your
he's
bathroom attendant.
listening to people shit.
And other things
Yeah.
to be disclosed later.
All right, take care. Bye. Till
Adios.
next time, motherfuckers.
Hey, it's Pork Chop from the future. We want to hear from you. Send us some feedback, suggestions, or straight up tell us to fuck ourselves at thetiprailpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on social media. Or don't. Whatever. Point is, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Too many drugs.